Tonight, the strike is over, but the strife continues.
It's a bit of a disaster. I took the day off of work today and coming to the airport, and hopefully I can speak with somebody.
For some Air Canada passengers trying to get back on board after a labor disruption. Do you leave your purse at home, in your car, or in the locker?
If people can limit as much as they can what they put in their locker.
How to protect yourself from gym theft as police get numerous summer reports of stolen credit cards. And stuck in the mud, literally.
And we were very lucky that this caller had a cell phone that could map where he was exactly.
After an Ottawa man found himself waist deep in a bog, firefighters demonstrate how the GPS on your phone may be your only line of survival when life gets unexpectedly messy. Good evening. We begin tonight with the ongoing travel disruptions for Air Canada passengers. The strike may be over, but many people are still stranded and dealing with cancellations, rebookings, and long wait times as the airline slowly returns to full service. CTV's Caitlin Wilson joins us live now with more. Caitlin.
Patricia, one traveler told me she spent 6 hours on hold trying to reach someone in customer service. Many are now showing up at the airport in person looking for answers. Some say they've spent thousands rebooking on other airlines, while others got lucky and made it on their flight without a problem. Ryan Hurst came to the Ottawa airport looking for answers. His wife and 2 kids are stuck in Japan after their Air Canada flight was canceled during the strike.
It's a bit of a disaster. I took the day off of work today and coming to the airport, and hopefully I can speak with somebody and they can figure this out.
Even with flights resuming after a tentative deal was reached, he says it's impossible to get a hold of customer service.
Can't get through the auto thing. It just ends up at the end saying we can't put you through to anybody.
The chaos leaving many still scrambling, including Catherine Larrabee.
My trusty pillow.
She's already lost 2 days of her St. Lucia vacation, and now she'll be sleeping at the Toronto airport.
We're just able to switch me right now to a direct flight to Toronto, so I don't have to go to Quebec right now, just to Toronto, but I'm here. I'll be in Toronto until tomorrow morning.
And for Ruby Newpound, the ordeal has come with a hefty price tag.
Here, we stay for 4 days. We spent $800 for our hotel. I was hoping Air Canada will hear me. You know, I need my money back. It's not my fault. Right? It's not my fault.
On its website, Air Canada says passengers can now apply for reimbursement if their flight was canceled, they only flew part of their journey, or paid out of pocket for another carrier. But a passenger rights advocate says extra costs like food, accommodations, and lost wages won't be covered unless you are flying internationally.
In such situations, the airline's only obligation is to provide alternate transportation on its own or competitor airlines. We have been urging the federal government for a long time to adopt the European Union's gold standard of passenger protection.
He says even if you booked through Aeroplan, a travel agent, or another airline, you're still entitled to reimbursement.
Don't take no for an answer just because they may be blocking your ability to find things one avenue. You still have a right to be reimbursed.
As for Ryan, his trip to the airport paid off.
I got the answers I needed, and I got my wife and my kids on a flight. They can finally get to go to bed now because they've been staying up really late to try to, with the time difference, to get all this done.
And we are learning more details about the tentative deal. CTV News confirming in addition to a salary increase, flight attendants will get paid 50% of their salary for work they do on the ground before the flight takes off, such as pre-boarding and security checks. Patricia?
CTV's Caitlin Wilson live for us tonight. Thank you. And we have extended coverage of the tentative deal and the ongoing disruptions for Air Canada passengers. There are more stories online at ctvnewsottawa.ca. Well, as we told you earlier this week, police are looking for a suspect in a credit card theft at Richcraft Recreation Complex in July. Another 5 similar incidents reported in June at various gyms. In fact, police say these complaints are pretty common. So how do you make sure you don't get taken to task at the gym? You're going for a workout, Kimberly, and suddenly you end up the victim of a theft.
Yeah, locker room thefts are popping up more and more at Ottawa gyms right across the city. And thieves aren't just taking your stuff, they're wrapping up charges on credit and debit cards. And police warn that these thefts can happen in a matter of minutes.
I myself am a very paranoid person, and I've had my fair share of theft.
Like many gym goers, Mackenzie Truin locks up her belongings when she goes to the gym.
I leave the house pretty early in the morning and I don't get home until like very late at night because I also work around here. So I bring pretty much all of my belongings with me.
Others choose not to use locks.
I do not, because I honestly don't bring anything expensive and valuable here. Like my AirPods and my phone is always with me.
Over the past few months, Ottawa police have been fielding numerous reports of stolen credit cards, many from commercial gym locker rooms. Some victims have also alerted CTV News Ottawa, but declined going on camera.
If people can limit as much as they can what they put in their locker, if they have the misfortune of having that locker being broken in, it's become less trouble for them to, again, replace the car keys, cancel the credit cards and everything else.
This week, Ottawa police released a statement asking for the public's help to identify a suspect in a credit card theft at a West End rec centre. And in June, they asked for the public's help in an ongoing investigation to identify 5 suspects responsible for a series of thefts and frauds in multiple gym locker rooms. Police described these thefts as crimes of opportunity and warned they can happen quickly.
And that's where it becomes an investigative lead for our investigators to follow up with the businesses where these credit cards have been used, look at CCTV footage in order to hopefully identify through video who these suspects are.
If your credit card is stolen, police say to contact your financial institution as soon as possible to either cancel it or block it from being used. They also recommend preventative measures when heading into the gym.
If we take the example of the gym or the city facilities where we have pools and everything else, is to always bring a strong lock. Again, that's an investment that shouldn't be overlooked.
Police also suggest leaving valuable items in your car or at home.
And unfortunately, we need to recommend for people to, again, hide the valuables, limit the number of valuables that they bring with them when possible, but if they are bringing them, to keep them out of sight.
But police also say if you don't have a lock but need to bring your valuables with you to work out, to make sure that there's somewhere you can see them. And they also strongly suggest that if you see any suspicious behavior, if you see something, say something to your gym managers, or if needed, to say it to police.
You may start leaving that purse at home. Kimberly, thank you very much. CTV's Kimberly Fowler live for us tonight. Well, the fallout continues tonight to our reporting on the crime stats cited by the provincial government when it announced the closure of the supervised drug consumption site in Chinatown last year. Now, after days of silence from the province, the Premier is weighing in. CTV's Stephan Keys joins us now with more on this. Steph.
Patricia, the knowledge we obtained through a Freedom of Information request showed a much lower crime rate around the Somerset West Community Health Centre than what the province cited last year. The Premier is now pushing back, saying our reporting, quote, 100% wrong. But it turns out the province was using data from a much larger area when justifying the closure. Now, the numbers we obtained from police showed the crime rate in West Centretown, an area directly around the centre, was 14% higher than the city average. You can see it here. It was on 55 Eccles Street. So this is what we used. The province is now saying it was using data for the entire Somerset ward, which includes the neighborhoods of LeBreton Flats, Parliament Hill, and the Golden Triangle, and several others, but that's not what the health minister said last year. Before we take a listen, just take a look at all of this area that is included in their statistics.
Violent crime was up 146% near Ottawa's Somerset site.
At the time, the health minister also said crime near the site was 250% higher than the city average. But again, we now know that was for the entire ward, which includes many neighborhoods nowhere near the site. Still, the Premier is sticking by his government's use of the numbers.
So we called the police down there. Their numbers were exactly the same as ours. So saying you put in a safe consumption site, and you got a bunch of drug addicts hanging out and drug dealers, and you say crime went down. No, it didn't. It did go up exactly the amount that my deputy premier said it went up.
Last year, the province said it would be closing any sites within 200 meters of daycares or schools, which is why CTV Ottawa requested crime statistics for that specific area around the supervised drug consumption site. In a statement, Ottawa Councillor Ariel Troster responding to these latest developments, saying, quote, when Sylvia Jones spoke last year, she specifically said that the stats she cited were in the immediate vicinity of the Somerset West Community Health Centre site, which was misleading at best, outright lying at worst, end quote. The fiery exchange and numbers aside, the fact still remains that the province does not believe a supervised drug consumption site should be within 200 meters of a daycare or school. But some residents in the area told CTV this week that closing it has not helped. They believe public drug use has increased in plain view in front of children and their families. Patricia.
CTV's Stefan Keys live for us tonight. Thank you, Stefan. You can scan the QR code on the bottom of your screen to link to us online or visit ctvnewsottawa.ca. We have more details on the crime data the province used when it announced the closure of that supervised drug consumption site in Chinatown and some of the fallout as well. Still ahead, who says Mario Kart doesn't pay? We are tracking this teenage go-kart racer from Ottawa now chasing his world championship dream. That story coming up. And here's a live look now through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. Beautiful look at Queckie Point. Beautifully done by the MCC, that renovation this year. Best view of both Ottawa and Gatineau in the city. And right now in the city, it is 23 degrees tonight. A really good looking evening. Jackie out at Beechwood tonight for a very special event. Jackie?
That's right. The Vanier BIA putting on a Partage Beechwood, and it's in support of the Vanier Food Bank. Festivities are underway, and you mentioned it. It's a beautiful night for this. It was cloudy for most of today, but the sun has finally come out to play. Now, across the region, temperatures sitting between 19 and 21 degrees, and here in the capital, temperatures are sitting around 23. The sun is expected to carry on here in the capital until sundown, and hey, sun is setting closer to 8 o'clock now, so the days are starting to get shorter. 13 degrees, the overnight low, partly cloudy skies, and then tomorrow we're in for some dry, sunnier, warmer conditions. 28 degrees, the daytime high. Temperatures are expecting to trend warmer beginning tomorrow, staying above seasonal into the weekend, but keep in mind, rain is on the way. We will be providing you more details of your long-term forecast in just a bit. And of course, more from here at Partage Beechwood. Patricia.
Well, disturbing allegations tonight surrounding a popular resort in Chelsea. A woman has filed a class action lawsuit against Le Nordique on behalf of victims of alleged sexual assaults at the spa. The plaintiff says she was sexually assaulted by a male massage therapist in December. The class action alleges the spa did not take the necessary measures to prevent or put an end to sexual abuse. According to the suit, there have been previous reports of sexual assault at the spa involving massage therapists. In a statement to CTV Ottawa, Nordique says it will not comment on the class action at this time, but says it does not tolerate any misconduct or inappropriate behavior on the part of the massage therapists practicing in their spa, adding all therapists are subject to rigorous screening at the onset, including a criminal background check. Well, police have made an arrest in connection with the alleged hate-motivated assault of a Muslim woman on board an OC Transpo bus in Canada earlier this month. The August 11th attack drew condemnation from the local community and politicians across the country, including the Prime Minister. A 30-year-old man is facing several charges, including criminal harassment, assault, uttering threats, and inciting hate. Police say mental health is a contributing factor, so they will not be naming the suspect. Well, developing news out of Perth tonight. Police closing a section of Highway 7 after a serious crash. Two cars collided around 3:15 this afternoon between Wilson and Drummond Streets. One person was rushed to hospital with life-threatening injuries. The highway is closed in both directions in that area. The closure expected to last for several hours. A Stittsville man is facing several charges, including impaired driving after a two-vehicle crash that injured 4 people, among them 2 children. It happened around 4 p.m. yesterday on Highway 15 in Beckwith Township. Both drivers and children were taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. A city committee approving an ambitious plan today to build 6 high-rise towers near Saint Laurent Shopping Centre. The development would be split into 2 blocks situated between Coventry Road and Highway 417 on the west side of Belfast Road. The towers would be between 21 and 35 stories each, creating a total of more than 1,700 housing units. The plan still has to be approved by City Council. Well, nearly 1 year after the federal government's return to office policy came into effect, requiring most public servants to work in person at least 3 days a week, the debate has reignited. The Premier calling for municipal workers to return to the office full-time and some private sector companies are following suit. CTV's Austin Lee is following this for us today. In Austin, it seems many employers are moving away from remote work.
Yeah, that's right, Patricia. You mentioned the return to office for federal public servants, but provincial employees, they will be returning to office full-time in the next few months here. And the Premier wants municipalities to put an end to remote work as well.
Hybrid work is a hot topic in the nation's capital.
Working from office, I get more done, but I'm a lot more stressed and I find it's a lot less enjoyable overall.
And there are a wide range of opinions.
We proved during COVID we could do this. We made the ship sail. Actually, I think we made the ship better. And I think that it's just a waste of time, spending time on the buses, stuck in traffic. No good for anyone.
I think they should come back. I think they should pay for gas. I think they should pay for parking. I think they should work like the rest of us.
There's no need to have them in the office 5 days a week. It reduces stress, anxiety, and traffic on the roads.
Less than a week after announcing provincial employees will have to return to in-person work full-time, municipal employees are now at the center of the conversation.
It will help bring the public service in the municipalities closer to the people they serve and will revitalize our workplaces and downtowns across Ontario.
The city says 85% of its employees are already working in person 5 days a week, which includes firefighters, police, and waste collection staff. Hybrid city employees are required to be in the office at least 2 days a week, but bringing them all back full-time is an exciting idea for nearby businesses.
If we do see more office people coming in, I can definitely see that. See a boom in the business.
The city's chief human resources officer says in his statement, "We regularly review our hybrid work approach against industry best practices and comparable public sector employers to ensure our workplace policies continue to evolve and align with any changes to broader standards." And it's not just the public sector moving away from remote work. Several banks, including TD, RBC, and Scotiabank, have mandated a 4-day in-office work week starting in September.
To increase productivity, to increase creativity, to mentor young people. So the reasons are varied, and again, it would depend by sector, but those are some of the things that we are hearing from our businesses.
Now, Brampton's Mayor Patrick Brown, he was the first municipal leader to commit to bringing all employees back to the office full-time. We also reached out to the union that represents City of Ottawa staff, but they declined an interview. Patricia.
CTV's Austin Lee live for us tonight. Well, some good news from Ontario's cottage country this evening. Both of the wildfires in the Kawartha Lakes area have been extinguished. Officials saying today the Burnt River area fire is out after erupting 9 days ago. The other blaze in that area also no longer burning. The fires burned about 27 hectares, but there were no evacuation orders.
Based on the current forecast, we are anticipating coastal flooding from massive waves, tropical storm force winds, and tidal and storm surge for much of the state's shoreline.
And in the U.S., Hurricane Erin is making its way up the East Coast, prompting officials in North Carolina to declare a state of emergency. Erin is currently a Category 2 hurricane, but is intensifying. The U.S. National Hurricane Center is warning the storm will bring worsening conditions to the coast of North Carolina by this evening. Well, more tonight on the unusual rescue of a man trapped in the mud in Orleans yesterday and the role technology played in getting to him quickly. This happened on a trail north of François Dupont Park in Orleans yesterday morning. CTV's Katie Griffin is here with more. Katie.
Well, Patricia, it's unclear how this man ended up in the mud. He luckily had his cell phone with him, so dispatchers were able to pinpoint his location using GPS coordinates, and we saw how it all worked through a mock 911 call often used during training.
911 Ocean City Police, fire, or an ambulance.
In thick mud up to his waist and unable to move, a man in Orleans did the only thing he could, call for help.
So in this situation, we were very lucky that this caller had a cell phone that could map where he was exactly. There were no landmarks around, no buildings, nothing to pinpoint exactly where he was.
Dispatchers retrieved the man's GPS coordinates using data from nearby cell towers.
For this particular caller, we had a very small location of where he was in the middle of the forest, in the middle of mud, but the problem was the roads ended up here and there was a big forest and mud and bog, and he was very much in the middle.
They sent location information to a tablet firefighters have with them.
So we were then able to map where the firefighters were walking along the trails that they found and how close they were getting to the patient.
The red circle is the general location of where the
where the phone call was received from.
The same technology used to find me in a forest.
For some people, it can be difficult to describe exactly where they are just verbally, so this gives us an opportunity to leverage technology to our advantage and gives us one more tool in the toolbox to be able to locate somebody.
Technology and teamwork in action.
So our dispatchers went above and beyond at this call, like they do for every call, not only finding his location quickly for the firefighters to get to him, but also stayed on the line with him the entire time to keep him calm. They even went as far as to call his wife, who was at a physio appointment expecting him to pick her up, let her know what was happening, reassured her that we were going to rescue him and that everything was okay.
2 city employees cut down trees to clear a path as firefighters started the trek to the man. He was assessed at the scene and released, telling firefighters the cell phone helped save his life. Patricia.
You and he both very lucky to have firefighters on your side. CTV's Katie Griffin live for us tonight. Thanks so much. And talking about luck, someone in Kingston is not $1 but $75 million richer. Winner. Last night's winning $75 million Lotto Max ticket was sold in Kingston. Those in that city likely checking their tickets tonight. Not heard from my daughter yet today. Here's hoping. This is the 5th Lotto Max jackpot won in the province this year, but the first one in Eastern Ontario. And racing against some of the best young drivers in the world, this Ottawa go-karter with pedal to the metal and a tank of ambition. We'll tell you his story next. Jackie.
Thanks so much, Patricia. Festivities continue here at Partage Beachwood, and I'm joined by 18 Restaurants chef David Godso. You are in charge of the 4-course meal. Talk to us about just what people would look forward to here.
Yeah, so I brought up a show plate here. This is a carrot that looks like a carrot, but it's not a carrot. So it's chicken liver parfait, glazed with peach, a little bit of buckwheat lavash, brown butter crumbs, sparkling wine gel. Kind of a fun play on making something look like it's not.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And this is just one of the 4 meat courses that people will be participating in and enjoying later this evening. For now, here's a look through our live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam, where it is 23 degrees, and we are looking towards Sparks Street. Sun still shining on downtown Ottawa.
Taking a look at the roads on your Wednesday drive home, things moving relatively well at the later end of the commute. No massive slowdowns to let you know about tonight. Well, an Ottawa teenager is not slowing down, heading to Bahrain to try to become the top go-kart racer in the world, and he might have a shot. CTV's Dave Charbonneau reports.
Olivier Mirac doesn't just race go-karts, he lives for them.
I just love the adrenaline. I love racing.
The 15-year-old has been racing since he was 9. After taking the checkered flag at the Canadian final in Edmonton, he's getting set to head to Bahrain.
Racing against the best racers in the world and representing my country feels great.
And if he can win that race,
then you're the world champion. You're the best in the world.
The love for racing was passed down from his father, who initially had to drag him to the track at a young age.
At first he didn't like it, but then he began to love it.
His dad says it won't be just any race in Bahrain, it's a world event, and Olivier is among the best.
Very proud, and it's a world event, and it's the best drivers from around the world. And that's what makes it so special for me, that he's actually part of this.
This is his first year in seniors, and he won the ticket, which is, rarely seen.
For his mother, races are exciting as they are stressful, with speeds that can reach up to 130 kilometers per hour.
It's very stressful. Sometimes I can't watch. I just have to leave the stands and I pace back and forth. It's fun, it's exhilarating, but it's very stressful. For a mom, it's very stressful.
For Olivier, he says racing go-karts is just the beginning.
My main dream is to get to Formula One, but any car would be nice to race for a career.
Olivier hits the track in Bahrain the first week of December. Dave Charbonneau, CTV News.
130K, wow. I brake on every curve on that go-kart track. Good for him, and good luck. And we want to get a full look at your forecast here as we take a look at this muggy day in the capital. Well, a little bit of humidity returning and some beautiful blue skies out there. Nice day to be near the water, but not terribly hot just yet. We are going to have some warmer days ahead, Jackie.
Yeah, that's right, Patricia. I mean, the last couple of days we've had hints of fall sweep through eastern Ontario, but even starting tonight into tomorrow, we're going to start to see the return of the summer-like temperatures. Now, taking a look at our satellite radar, we do see we are getting a little bit of break in the evening. The gray clouds moving away, making room for blue skies and sunshine. Fabulous conditions. You're heading out for a walk this evening. Perhaps you're here about to enjoy the Partage Beachwood for an outdoor dining experience. Right now, for today rather, we did see a daytime high of about 24 degrees. And keep in mind the sun setting a lot faster, closer to 8 p.m. now. And you can trade in your umbrella and light jacket for some sunscreen for tomorrow because it's going to be sunny. Daytime high 27 degrees for our Thursday. Meanwhile, across the region, temperatures sitting between a cool 10 to 13 degrees here. It's a little bit of cloud conditions as well, but again, comfortable for most of eastern Ontario. And then as we look towards our highs, we're looking towards temperatures between 26 and 27 degrees for really most, not just the valleys, but also the seaway as well. Mainly sunny, and again, reminder, bring that sunscreen. We haven't had it for about 48 hours, but you're going to want that as UV rays are going to be very high for tomorrow. Across the country now, sunshine and cool temperatures for Atlantic Canada. Temperatures sitting between 18 and 19 degrees. As we look towards Ontario, things are starting to heat up. We are getting that warm weather coming from the Midwest with temperatures sitting between 20 and 23. It really is the hot spot for here in the country, in Regina as well as Winnipeg, where temperatures feel closer with a humidex level to 37. So a heat warning still remains in Regina, but it is expected to lift later this evening into tomorrow. Now, taking a look now, a couple of clear days, but it's really Saturday that we're looking at, the storm that we are tracking coming from the Great Lakes. We should hit our region late Saturday evening into Sunday, so we are expecting the heavier rainfall that we've been hoping for and been missing for the last several weeks. Now, today's weather is brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aids, celebrating over 80 years in family business. Daytime high for our Thursday is 28 degrees. That warming trend will continue and carry into our Saturday, so great for Red Blacks football on Friday. Saturday Atletico as well. Then Sunday, we're going to get some cooler conditions with that sunshine, or with the rain, I should say, where temperatures are going to get to an overnight low 15, and to Monday, 21-20. So we're going to be just reaching seasonal temperatures for the start of the early work week. And that is it for now for our weather here, Patricia. But we are hanging out at Partage Beachwood, which we will be talking to the organizers as well as Vanier BIA for this wonderful event raising money for the Vanier Food Bank. Back to you.
Look forward to that, and look forward to those temperatures on Thursday and Friday as well. Jackie, thank you for this. Just ahead, we'll have the latest on the Canada Post labor dispute as the two sides head back to the bargaining table. Now, some stories you need to know right now. Canada Post and the union representing workers returning to the bargaining table today. CTV's Stefan Keys joins us now with the details on this and other stories. Steph?
Patricia, the Canadian Union of Postal Workers is tabling new offers asking for higher wages, but it appears it is surrendering to some of the Crown Corporation's demands. The union is seeking a 19% wage increase over 4 years, up from Canada Post's latest offer of 13%. But it says it will allow for weekend delivery and the addition of part-time workers, which has been one of the key sticking points in negotiations for more than a year. Canada Post says it is reviewing this latest offer. Further negotiations are scheduled for Friday and Monday. The Prime Minister taking time to meet with other politicians in his riding this week. We're told this photo was snapped just yesterday. In it, City Councillors of Nepean and the MPP for the area as well. It was a chance for Carney to connect with his counterparts at the provincial and municipal level. According to Councillor Sean Devine, they discussed local matters like affordable housing, transit and truck traffic, to name a few. Just when drivers thought Queensway construction couldn't get any more disruptive, another downtown ramp is set to close in a couple of weeks. The eastbound off-ramp at Bronson Avenue will be closed between September 2nd and November 28th. Crews will be working on improving drainage, paving, and noise barrier walls. A legend of Ottawa's music industry and radio broadcasting, Harvey Glatt, has died. Glatt was a visionary, starting as an all-night DJ on CFRA, later creating 106.1 Chez FM in 1977, opening a record store called Treble Clef and bringing big stars to Ottawa as a music promoter. He was responsible for launching careers of artists and broadcasters. Ottawa Mayor Mark Sutcliffe paid tribute today, saying Harvey Glatt gave him his first job in radio. And a familiar brand is set to open right here in the Byron Market. A notice of lease posted at 36 Byron Market Square says Baskin-Robbins is moving in. Some of you may recall that's where the Byron Fruit Market was for nearly 3 decades. It closed earlier this year in May after 26 years. Something to look forward to for those who love a cool treat. We're still waiting for confirmation on a launch date. So we took a peek, Patricia, and construction is certainly going on. I've looked into the crystal ball, and I think I see some ice cream cakes in our future.
Oh, yes, the ice cream cakes. I was just worried about the ice cream cones, and there's the cakes. I think I like ice cream more than you, so this is really dangerous.
Yes.
Walking distance, taking away the fruit, leaving the ice cream in its wake. Yeah. And Jackie may want to get into some of that ice cream with us at some point, but she's got some delicious stuff to eat there at Beechwood tonight, so no need for ice cream this evening, Jackie.
No need at all. What a beautiful ambiance here at Beechwood Cemetery for Partage Beechwood. A procession is just about to begin where we're going to make our way to the dinner. But first, I want to pull Natalie Carrier here. You are the executive, the executive director for BIA Vanier. Just talk to us about this fundraiser. It's so unique to the capital.
Yeah, so it's a fundraiser in the Beechwood Cemetery. It started off here because Vanier didn't have a lot of parks and things to do. So we started looking for green spaces we could do amazing things. And so 7 years ago, we had this cockamamie idea. Now 200 people come. They pay really nice tickets. They support our food bank. Last year we raised $65,000. It's been an amazing, and the weather is holding out.
The weather is holding out.
Thank you, Jackie. I knew it.
Welcome. The previous years, there has been rain. The goal is, what's the fundraising goal for this year?
Well, we're trying for 50. You know, it's a hard year for everybody, but we're on our way, so we're good.
And what can people expect for tonight? Because it's Midsummer's Night Dream is the theme.
Restaurant 18 has prepared the most amazing 5-course dinner. Amuses from Sussex & Co. We've had Jacobson supplying the non-alcoholic bar and Rife Wineries supplying the bar. It's just been an amazing night. And everybody's about to see, they're all leaving us now because they're walking to the table. So
we are going to go with them. Yes. We're going to follow them in. And you did mention it yourself that what I love about this is that it's the community. We're going to go grab that. What I love about this is that the community coming together, all the businesses coming down here to Beechwood Cemetery. And I don't want to hit anybody as we walk in, but there is going to be live music as we make our way to the wonderful table. I'm going to take it back to you guys in studio, but in a little bit, you're going to see how wonderful and all the efforts that have put in for this magical evening. Thanks, Natalie.
Your support means everything. Thank you.
You're welcome. Back to you.
We want to see that table. We know how beautiful it has been in previous years. There they go.
Oh my God.
Arm in arm for a wonderful evening.
It's just been running.
And just ahead, the Ford government rolls out new measures to help protect Ontario workers caught up in Donald Trump's trade war.
Get the latest live local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, CTV Morning Live, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
Ontario is promising to invest $70 million to protect workers affected by tariffs, including those in the province's steel industry. CTV's Abigail Beeman now on the Premier's frustration that briefly boiled to the surface in Hamilton today.
Ontario Premier Doug Ford slammed Lourenco Gonçalves, the head of the American company that owns Ontario-based Stelco Steel, for his support of Donald Trump's tariffs.
And why doesn't he just stay in the U.S.? Because I'm done with this guy signing letters saying, yeah, bring all the steel down to the U.S., tariff the crap out of Canadians. This is the owner. So remember that, Stelco workers, when your owner comes prancing through your place. He doesn't support you. And I look forward to getting a phone call from him because he has my cell number.
Thank you.
I'm going to blast him.
Ford then apologized for getting heated. At one point, he even mused the province should buy Stelco. Stelco was purchased by American company Cleveland Cliffs last year for $3.4 billion. Its CEO has praised Donald Trump's tariffs as recently as Monday, blaming Canada and Mexico for supporting tariff circumvention schemes. Neither Stelco nor Cleveland Cliffs responded to CTV questions about Ford's comments. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
Meantime, small businesses are struggling to survive the ripple effects of the trade war and are looking to the federal government for help. Yann Bloomberg's Marilla Fernandez has more on that and the day's other business headlines.
Canadian small business owners are being squeezed by the trade war. The Canadian Federation of Independent Business says 59% of the owners they polled are affected by steel and aluminum duties. It is not only raising costs, but cutting revenue. About 1 in 5 small business owners says they won't last another 6 months without help. More of a mixed day on the markets. A small dip for the Canadian dollar to 72.08. West Texas Intermediate is up, hitting 62.71. Western Canadian Select is down more than $1 to 48.44. And the TSX moved up 54 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
In Ontario, OHIP covers eye exams for children 19 and under every year.
Well, coming up, the importance of getting your kids' eyes checked. We'll share the story of an Ontario toddler whose cancer was caught during a routine eye exam.
Hey, it's Sophie and Jeff from Move 100.
We'd love you to join us for an unforgettable all-day getaway in Prince Edward County.
Move 100 sips and spirits. You sip, we drive.
Listen to Move 100 for code words at 7913 and 5.
Then enter them at move100ottawa.ca for your chance to win your way into this can't-miss experience.
Move 100 sips and spirits.
Brought to you by Charm Diamond Centers. A little charm goes a long way.
Ottawa is always on the move.
We're a big city
with a laid-back vibe.
Where foodies love their sweets.
And markets bursting with flavor.
Wrapped up in waterways.
And hot summer days.
This is a city where culture is on display.
And the future
meets the past.
Where people come together.
Always proud.
Often loud. Whee!
And positively the best place to live.
We move with you, Ottawa!
Well, many parents are getting their kids ready for back to school, but an eye exam may not be on your list of things to do. They are covered by OHIP, but shockingly few families take advantage of the service. As CTV's health reporter Pauline Chan tells us, eye exams can help catch diseases like cancer.
If I had not seen an issue in Nash's eye, it would never have been on my radar to take him to get an eye exam so early in his life.
In fact, only 17% of infants or toddlers get their eyes checked. And in school children, the number is only slightly better, 33%.
So we recommend that children start getting their eyes checked at 6 months of age and then annual from 2 years old onwards. And in Ontario, OHIP covers eye exams for children 19 and under every year.
And Dr. Shaina Nancy says back to school is the perfect time of year to get your kids' vision checked.
There are very serious conditions like eye cancers, or there are sight-threatening conditions like strabismus, which is a wandering eye, or amblyopia, a lazy eye, when one eye doesn't see as well as the other.
For Nash, it was a potentially life-saving checkup with an optometrist that allowed his parents to learn he had an eye cancer called retinoblastoma when he was just 5 months old. Detecting retinoblastoma used to be easier before smartphones came along and reduced the opportunities of seeing something called leukocoria. That's the distinctive eye reflection in photos caused by retinoblastoma.
You can actually recreate that red reflex in the eye if you're using the video mode in a dark room with a forced flash.
But Caitlin Winterink never saw leukocoria in Nash's initial photos, so the checkup was key.
So I recommend that parents go to optom.on.ca, and that is a website where you can find an optometrist near you and just book an appointment.
As for Nash, he was treated with chemotherapy and now gets frequent eye checks, but he's ready to start kindergarten in the fall. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
Well, coming up, what are the most popular dog breeds in Canada? We share the new list after the break. Jackie.
Thanks so much, Patricia. I've got some wonderful people from Mark Motors Group. We've got Lisa, we got Michael. You guys have been part of the Partage Beechwood since its inception. Why keep coming back each and every year?
Oh, well, I think actually this is a wonderful event. This is our 7th year, and you know, the Vanier BIA is in our neighborhood. And honestly, we share the same mission, which is basically to put more food on people's tables. No one should ever go hungry. So that's why we keep coming back.
I appreciate that. And Michael, for you, what do you look most forward to? Because I love seeing the community that smiles, but even each year year they come up with a wonderful theme.
Well, this year it's like no other year in the past. In fact, there's always beautiful settings, beautiful people that are here supporting the community this way. And ultimately, the idea is to make it a nice place to be so you can give lots of money. Ultimately, that's what we're trying to do here, and we want to support the BA as much as possible and give back to the food community.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and all proceeds going to the Vanier Food Bank. Now, here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. It's 23 degrees on this wonderful sunshine day, and the Sky Cam is overlooking TD Place and downtown Ottawa.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, I'm Tanea Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, the #1 Ford EV dealer in Ontario.
Thursday on CTV Morning Live, NW's Burgers to Beat MS Day is tomorrow, and we tell you how you can help support it.
School breakfast programs exist to make sure every student in need starts their day nourished and ready to learn. We help spread the word with Ottawa Network for Education.
Wake up the right way with CTV Morning Live starting at 6.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
Here's a recap of the top stories we are following right now.
It's a bit of a disaster. I took the day off of work today and coming to the airport, and hopefully I can speak with somebody and they can figure this out.
Well, thousands of Air Canada passengers are still dealing with the fallout from the 3-day strike. The airline now offering refund assistance online.
Oftentimes when people commit these types of theft, they are hypersensitive to the fact that they might get caught.
Ottawa police say thieves are targeting people while they're at the gym, going after their phones and wallets in lockers.
I think that it's just a waste of time, spending time on the buses, stuck in traffic. It's no good for anyone.
Mixed opinions in Ottawa on the Premier's call to have municipal workers return to the office full-time. And back out to Jackie now, where that beautiful dinner is happening, a fundraiser at Beechwood. Jackie?
That's right. Money going towards the Partage Vanier Food Bank. Dinner is underway very shortly. Beautiful setup here, and the sun shining well into the evening. Now, taking a look at conditions for tomorrow, 14 degrees, mainly sunny skies, and not much in terms of wind, but we are expecting temperatures to climb up and get more summer-like temperatures compared to what we saw the last couple of days. 28 for our Thursday, 29 for our Friday Red Blacks game in the evening, and then Saturday 28 degrees continues with Atletico playing as well at TD Place. Sunday we will likely see rain come through. It's likely, and I'm hoping it's the much needed rain that Eastern Ontario has been hoping for the last several weeks, and then conditions will start to get cool. 21 the daytime high as we start the early work week. But that's it from us here as patrons take part and enjoy this wonderful evening, a unique experience here in Vanier. We'll take it back to you, Stefan, Patricia.
Thanks, Jackie. A long, beautiful table, and somehow still no room for us. I always see pictures of people at this event each year and think I got to get there sometime because they just do it up perfectly.
Definitely.
Yeah. CTV's Stefan Keys is on the desk for the 11:30 tonight. Our team is working away.
Patricia, the Premier making headlines today on more than one front. Tonight, we'll tell you what he said about the rights people should have to defend their homes. And here's why. Out in the cottage country region of Kawartha Lakes, a homeowner who was criminally charged after allegedly defending his home against an intruder now has the Premier's attention. So we'll hear from police about the charges, but also the Premier's strong feelings about them being laid in the first place. Get the news anytime, anywhere at ctvnewsottawa.ca. Join us tonight for CTV News at 11:30.
All right, good stuff, Steph. Thank you. And finally for us tonight, pet services site Rover is out with this year's list of the most popular dog breeds in Canada. Do you have a guess? Did you look ahead?
I think I've already reported it. But I knew that guy was going to be on there. The golden retriever constantly makes the list.
Yeah. Not quite number one. The top 5 unchanged from last year. Mixed breeds are the number 1 choice, which makes sense because probably a lot of rescues, a lot of just you were going to give a dog a good home and get a good solid personality. However, Golden's in number 2, Labs in number 3, Golden Doodles and German Shepherds rounding out that top 5. The survey also finds that nearly half of dog owners would choose the same breed again. I'm not surprised by that.
Right.
I think golden retrievers are so nice. I got one twice.
Yeah.
Although I do sometimes regret that second dog.
It's a lot of work. Responsibility.
Yeah, not as well behaved as the older one. That might be owner problem.
It might be.
Owner operator problem. We all love our dogs though,
For sure.
whatever the breed. But man, those golden retriever puppies.
Yeah.
They're awfully
I like
cute.
pugs.
They're tough to resist. You like a pug?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because what, you see yourself in there? Or no.
No.
Okay,
That's just mean, Patricia.
Well, that's what they say.
I like their demeanor.
There you go. Beautiful night there tonight. No dogs, I guess, at that event.
I guess not.